Okay, I'm here to videotape this Filmo Sound Specialist by Bell and Howell. This is the model 285. Basically making a video of this because it's a historic 16mm projector from the 1940s or early 50s time period. This is a pretty unique machine. They don't make these things like this anymore. I picked this thing up at a sale on Craigslist for $25, and it works perfectly, which is pretty amazing for something this old. It was in a case, and the case was in pretty bad shape. It was a fabric enclosure around the projector, and that was used to protect it for all these years. The guy who was getting rid of it said it was in his basement for like 30 years, and he didn't know much else about it. So I'm going to go over this just so that you can get familiar with it, how it works, and that sort of thing. So I'm going to open this up. Inside here there's a film threading diagram. Basically tells you how to thread the film through all the sprockets. And here's the projector itself. These things are very well made, very sturdy, very heavy duty. This portion down here, I'm going to try to zoom in. This is the audio amplifier. This is a vacuum tube audio amplifier. It has a microphone input. This way you can hook up a microphone and narrate during a movie if you wanted to. It's got a volume control, on-off switch, tone control. This projector is what they call a sound on film projector. So basically what it does is it takes optical information from the film and transduces it into audio. So this component here, there's actually a light bulb in here. Pretty amazing technology. There's a light bulb in here. I think they call that the exciter. This bulb illuminates and shoots light through this lens, and what happens is somehow the light shines through the film itself. I don't know if you can see this, but on the film itself, this band on the right hand side of the film actually has sound optical information on here. So it's pretty amazing. They developed a technology where they can shoot light into the side of the film, and it gets picked up by an optical receiving vacuum tube that's part of the audio amplifier. So it's pretty unique. Kind of similar to opto coupling diodes that we use nowadays. It's similar principle in technology. So that's pretty much how this thing is configured. I'm going to thread the film through here and play a movie. So I'm going to put the camera down I don't know how this is going to work out, but put the camera down. Hopefully you can see. Alright. Swap this reel. It's a very cool machine, by the way. There's actually a pilot light in here and a door switch. I'm actually shocked that all this stuff actually works. It's amazing how they built things back in the day. Okay. Nope, that's backwards. What I'm doing here is I'm threading this film from the top down. I don't know how to open this part here. You would think there'd be a little door that you open up and you can just thread the film in there. So I got this threaded through, and this first sprocket has a little handle on here. You lift up the handle and you thread the film under it. There's teeth on the sprocket. You want to make sure the film is engaged in the teeth, and then you just follow the diagram and thread the film along the way. There's a counterbalance over here. Two rollers here. I think these rollers maintain, I guess, some torque on the film, or it keeps the film tight. So this goes under here. Now this part here, I'm putting the film around the sound coupler. Over here. Easy to do. Oh, something's caught here. Oh, this goes underneath. Okay. Alright, let me see. It's a little loose. There you go. You try to get this one so that there's a little bit of play between the top and the bottom. And this goes around here, and this goes around here, and this goes through here. And then you thread it into the take-up reel over here. Give it a turn, just like that. Good. Okay. So now, as you can see, I have this thing fully threaded. I have a movie on here. There's some switches here. This is the motor switch that activates the motor. Then there's a forward and reverse. I always use this on forward. I don't really understand why you'd want to run a movie backwards. It sounds dangerous to me, like you might damage the film. Or maybe it has something to do with rewinding when you go in between the reels and you're bypassing this section of the projector. Sorry for the shaky film that I'm making here. Alright. There's also a sound silent switch. Silent movies run at a slightly slower speed than movies that have sound on them. So we'll put this in the sound position. I'm going to turn the amplifier on. You want the amp to warm up a little bit since it's got vacuum tubes. And I got to put this thing back together. Okay. This is the... Oh, look at that, the exciter. Okay. Got that all screwed together. Okay. Right. Oh, and I hear the amp. Yep. Hear that static? It's kind of low. This amp is in great condition, which I cannot believe. Usually these things have some sort of problem over the course of time, but this one was pretty well taken care of. Must have been in a location where the temperature and humidity were kind of constant. But it's just absolutely amazing that this is working. These lamps for the projector are housed in here. They're big lamps. They're 1,000 watts, and there's a lamp switch over here. Lamp switch doesn't work until you turn on the motor, because this thing has to run a fan, so they won't let you turn the lamp on without the motor running. So I'm going to give this a whirl so you can see how it works. Okay, I'm going to stop this here. This thing's generating a lot of heat. Hope you liked the video. Just want to show you something else I picked up. This is a Bell and Howell speaker. It's a, I believe it's a 16 ohm speaker, 12-inch Jensen. I got this thing hooked up. I'll show you the rear. This is the rear of the unit. There's 2 speaker jacks. They're kind of proprietary. It's a Bell and Howell. It's a 2-prong type of jack. It's probably something you can never find anymore. If you're going to use these things on a regular basis, I'd suggest changing them out with a 1/4-inch phono jack. So that's it. Oh yeah, there's one other thing here. There's a small onboard speaker that this thing has. This is a, I think it's like a 6-inch 8 ohm speaker. And here's the plug that I was talking about. That's the audio jack that this thing uses. You can see inside the vacuum tubes are glowing. This particular machine here, the 285, is a transformerless audio amplifier. The power transformer does not exist in this model. They got rid of it to make it lighter, so it would be more portable. They're using some sort of semiconductor technology, I guess diodes or something to that effect. Some kind of silicone rectifiers are in this thing. Kind of unusual. The older versions of this projector had input transformers, but this one does not. But there is an output transformer for the speakers. So no input transformer, but there's an audio output transformer. So that's a unique feature with respect to this model. The tube complement, I'm not really sure exactly what they are. I know there's a 12AX7 in there and a couple of other tubes as well. So I hope you liked the video. Enjoy.